What's going on, peeps? This video is going to be about my love for Ori and the Blind Forest. I just recently had the pleasure of playing it. I wanted to get it as soon as it came out, but just a lot of crazy things was happening in my life, and I just really didn't have the time or even the money, actually. But now I just recently went through it, and I gotta say it's one of the best games I've ever played. It's phenomenal. Everything about it screams quality. Everything from the graphics to the music, the gameplay is really tight. It's just a great game. There are a couple of issues that I do have with the game. It's not totally perfect. There are some parts of the game that are really easy, and then some other parts that are a little frustrating. Not because it's really all that difficult, but there's not too much direction as to what you're supposed to do in certain scenarios. And then a lot of the difficulty is just pretty much just knowing the pattern of what's going on certain sequences. So, that's not a big deal. I like hard games, so that wasn't a problem for me at all. But I know it will be for some people. Another thing is when you beat the game, you can't go back and get 100%. And that's not something that I usually do, where I need to explore and get every single thing in a Metroidvania kind of game, which that's what this is. But in this particular case, I was actually going to do that. I was trying to do that. I have like 100% in most of the areas. But then later on, I discovered that in certain areas, you can't go back to. So if you don't get 100% on your first initial playthrough of a certain level or a certain area, you can't go back to it. And then once you beat the game, they don't allow you on the same save profile to go back. So what I did the next best thing, and I tried to get as many achievements as I could. So, I got most of them. That's, again, something I normally don't do unless I really, really love the game. And Ori the Blind Forest is just, it's a great game. If you like games like Rain Man, games like Child of Light, games like, Limbo, Super Mario, just any kind of platform game that really has a lot of good quality. If you like the Metroidvania kind of games like Castlevania or Symphony of the Night or any of the Game Boy iterations of Castlevania, definitely this is the game for you. I highly recommend Ori the Blind Forest. And I'll tell you another thing. If I would give it a rating, like a review, because I know the game has already been out a couple of months, but my overall review, my overall score for Ori and the Blind Forest would be a 9.5 out of 10. Very high rating, much higher than a lot of the other reviewers you see. And the reason that I do that is because it stuck with me after I've beaten the game. Even so much so that I've come back here to try to give a recommendation on YouTube regarding this really good game. So if you like those kind of games, you owe it to yourself. It's on Xbox Live. It's an Xbox exclusive. So if you don't have an Xbox One, I believe it's on the PC as well. But if you just have a PS4 or Wii U, it's unfortunate. But if you have an Xbox One, you owe it to yourself. Pick this game up, download it. It's a great game. You won't regret it.